Okay, TV Nation, it's time to talk about Joe List. Now, you might have seen how his deeply offensive remarks about the Amish caused Bobby Kelly to walk out on a recent episode of The Regs. But this is just one of a series of deeply troubling actions displayed by Joseph. Now, to understand who he really is, you have to go back to before he was a successful stand-up, back when he was just Mark Norman's assistant. You see, for years, Joe List worked under Mark, assisting him with daily needs. And if you didn't know, Mark Norman has a rare throat condition that, when flared up, causes total vocal cord paralysis. And so when Mark was on tour but suffering through an episode, one of Joe's jobs was to mimic Mark's voice on a microphone from behind stage, while Mark lip-synced to his own act in front of the crowd. But after a few years of working for Mark, Joe List got tired of standing behind the curtain and started his first grift. Apparently, all throughout this time period, Joe List was performing secret shows as Mark on the side. Joe would wear a wig and request the lights be incredibly dim at venues, and he got away with it. That is, until the real Mark Norman caught wind of what Joe was up to and promptly fired him. But that didn't matter to Joe anymore. He now knew the complex and secret joke codes, like shame plus sex equals laugh. So Joe became a successful comic in the New York scene. So why doesn't Mark Norman hate Joe List? Well, according to insiders, Joe List is a trigger-happy gun nut who's always armed. And that's why Mark looks so uncomfortable when he's on a podcast with Joe. He's afraid for his life. And the bully known as Joe List has used his terrifying reputation to climb the Hollywood ladder.